Tonight I'm going to read a section of a story from Tales of the Tuireann. It's called The Fate of the Children of Tuireann. It's known as one of the great tragic stories of Irish mythology, and in brief it details how Cian, who is the father of Lug Lamfada or Lug Samaldonach, comes to meet his end at the hands of the Children of Tuireann, who later have to perform a number of tasks for Lug in recompense for this foul deed. I won't go into too much detail about that because I'm hoping to read that second part of the story in a later video. And Lug Lamfada, now that's the old pronunciation of Lug Lamfada, so we're using the more guttural older Irish forms. And Lug Lamfada was at that time in Tara along with the King of Tuireann, and it was revealed to him that the Fomorians had landed at Dara. And upon Lug's receiving this information, he prepared Manannán's steed Éanbar at the junction of day and night. Clearly an astronomical reference. And then he went into where the King of Tuireann was, and told him that the foreigners had landed at Dara, and that they had plundered Bub Jarrag. And, said he, I am desirous to gain assistance from you to give them battle. I shall not give it, said the King of Tuireann, for a deed that has not been done against me, I shall not go to avenge. Now when Lug Lamfada heard this evil answer, he went on horseback and rode from Tara westwards. And soon he perceived 3 warriors, armed and accoutred, approach him, and these were the 3 sons of Concha, and they saluted him. Why this thy early rising? Said they. Great is my cause, said Lug, namely, that foreigners have come into Tuireann and have plundered Bub Jarrag, the son of the Dagda. And what assistance will ye give me? We will, said they, ward off 100 warriors, each man of us from thee in the battle. That is a good help, said he, but there is a help which I should prefer to receive from you, even rather than that, namely to assemble the men of the fairy mounds to me from all the places in which they are. And then Cu and Cethan went south, and Cian set out northwards, and he rested not until he reached Muirthemne. And as he was traversing the plain, it was not long before he saw 3 warriors, armed and mailed, before him, walking on the plain. And these were the 3 sons of Tuireann, whose names were Brian, Ucharba, and Uchar. And the state of things between the 3 sons of Concha and the 3 sons of Tuireann was that they were in hatred and enmity towards each other, so that wherever they met each other it was impossible to avoid a deadly contest, such that only the strongest should survive it. Then Cian said, If my 2 brothers had been here, what a brave fight we should make. But since they are not, it is good counsel for me to retreat. And he perceived a large herd of swine near him, and he struck himself with a druidic wand into the form of a pig of the herd, and he began to root up the ground like every one of the other pigs. And then Brian the son of Tuireann said, My brethren, have you seen the warrior who was walking the plain a while ago? We have seen him, said they. What has taken him away? Said he. We know not, said they. It is cowardice in you, said he, not to exercise proper vigilance in time of war over the plains and open country. And I know what has carried him away, for he has stricken himself with a golden wand into a form of one of those pigs, and he is rooting up the ground like any pig, and he is no friend of ours. This is bad for us, said the other 2, for the pigs belong to someone of the Tuireann. And even if we kill them all, it may happen that the druidic pig might escape after all. Badly have ye acquired your learning in the city of learning, said Brian, when you cannot distinguish a druidical beast from a natural beast. And as he was saying this, he struck his 2 brothers with a metamorphosing druidical wand, and he turned them into two excellent fleet hounds, upon which they howled impatiently upon the trail of the druidical pig. And it was not long until the druidical pig fell out from the other pigs, and no other fled but she alone, and she saw a wooded grove, and made for it. And at her entering the wood, Brian gave a cast of his spear at her, and drove it through the trunk of her chest. And the pig screamed, and said, "Ill is the deed you have done, to have cast at me, since ye have known me." "Methinks that is human language you have," said Brian. "I am originally a human being," said he, "and I am Cian the son of Concha. Give me quarter." "We shall indeed," said Ucharba and Uchar, "and we regret what has happened to thee." "I swear by my aerial gods," said Brian, "that if the life returned 7 times to thee, I should deprive thee of it." "Well then," said Cian, "grant me a request." "We shall grant it," said Brian. "Allow me to pass into my own shape," said Cian. "We shall allow it," said Brian, "for I often feel less reluctant to kill a man than a pig." And Cian then assumed his own shape, and said, Give me manly quarter now." "We shall not give it," said Brian. "Well then, I have deceived you," said Cian, "for if it had been in the shape of a pig you had killed me, there could be but the fine of a pig paid for me. But as it is in my own shape I shall be killed, a noble person. There never was killed, and never will be killed, a person for whom a greater fine shall be paid than me. And the weapons with which I shall be slain shall recount the deed to my son. It is not with arms you shall be slain, but with the surface stones of the earth," said Brian. And after that they pelted him in many ways with stones, fiercely and roughly, until they reduced the champion to an insignificant crushed mass. And they buried him a man's height in the earth, and the earth did not receive that fratricide from them, but cast him above the surface of the earth again. Brian said that it should go again into the earth, and Cian was buried again a second time, and the earth again did not receive him. In short, the children of Tuireann buried the body 6 different times, and the earth rejected it, and the 7th time they put him under the ground, the mould received him. And the children of Tuireann went forward after Lug Lamfada towards the battle.